Hey, it's Fossil Finding Female here on the 2nd of November 2023. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining me. I have some more of these finds that make me believe they used to be alive. I'll show you some of them and rinse them off a little bit. And you can give me your opinion as well. And I have several of these. These are just some that was in a bucket I've been putting aside. Here's one I think they also made into a tool. It's very sharp. It has this point right here, like they broke that off. And you can feel, it's weird, you can feel the smoothness of a rock if they've been used and held as far as by another human. But then also, if you look at it, it looks like it could have been something that was once alive and was fossilized in the Great Flood that's now coming up, which is pretty cool with all the stuff going on. It's kind of like it's completed itself, the circle or the life or whatever. But I found this one really interesting and different. It's one side's always flat on the ones that were mud fossils that actually were fossilized after the flood, the Great Flood, Noah's flood. So they're flat on one side, and so you find a lot like that are flat on one side, but you see like the eye, the other side of the face, or it could be tilted like these are the two eyes looking at you. Pretty cool, I think. And I'm just seeing it more and more. Here's another just interesting one here. There's that. See how it looks kind of like an eye here, maybe the nose right here, then the mouth. There's always like a line that's going through. And the other side, you can kind of see it on some of them, but some of them are just smashed, because it was years and years with sand and the water and the salt water and all the stuff that you need to fossilize things. Wood being petrified that way, and same with the animals and things after the flood. It's kind of crazy though. You just look at them closer, you can tell it, like, all these different, I guess you would call it like the skin or the outer part, and there's like the eye here, and then this could be you'd have to really study them to know what I'm talking about, and I'm sure some of you have if you're watching this. But these are like, see how flat it is here? And but this side looks like the more rounded side of something, that like the head of something. I think. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I was watching one of my videos and it seemed like there was problems with the volume. Is that true? Please let me know in the comment if so, because it was going out and going in, going out and going in. I thought, how weird is that? But I'm going to try to speak up. Hopefully I'm not yelling at you. Okay. So it's really interesting if you look at the actual. This looks like it has a lot of silt over it and stuff. Back here, all this stuff. But I mean, if you can see it close up, it has like a skin design of some sort that you can see. This might be like the nose here, then the smashed face right here. That's the nose. There's an eye like right here, closed nose, and then this side's flat. So that's just what I see, whether it's true or not, and it just seems to be more and more in a lot of the things that I'm discovering. And since we're discovering that things, aren't as, the truth is not told to us completely, you start to think, what else have they kept from us, Because a lot of times I'm realizing it all relates to the Bible. They do not want people to believe in Jesus. Their goal is the soul. So they do whatever they can to discredit anything else that may bring the Bible being true. And I've noticed that a lot of the different stones and things, you can tell, like, it looks like a head, but it's got a different type of, shell, like dolomite and flint and all these different names of what they turn into. But when they fossilize, that's what they would turn into as well. So it's just really wild to think that all these things, a lot of the things that are on the ground are actually used to be living and are coming up now. It blows me away when I look at them. And I know all of them aren't. I'm sure some of them are just so-called rocks, but rocks are all, I've always thought they were cool. But I used to just see hearts. I never really saw anything else. This one was an interesting one. Kind of looks like, I don't know, corn and the shell coming off or something. Kind of, But also it looks like it could have been something alive, that being an eye, and there's an eye, there's a nose, and then there's also like a mouth. But, it's really hard to always tell, and we really don't know unless, like Mud Fossil University, Roger Spur, he went and did some DNA testing on his stuff. But his was human, giant, so, but I'd love to get this stuff tested. But he said it was quite expensive, so maybe another time, another season, another whatever dimension. This one's pretty cool. This looks more like to me a tree, petrified wood, but heck, I don't know. It was really crazy. But I do believe it was something that was once alive. Now it is hard as a rock, fossilized. Here's something that is a cool tool, but again, here's that way it looks like there, and then here it's like got these ripples on it. Maybe it's better like that. See the contrast. But the more I'm looking at a lot of these tools, the more it looks like, wow, it looks like it used to be alive, but they just made it into a tool. So if you look real close, you can see, like, say, little eye, The other side you might be able to when you look. Let's see. I think it's right there. It's just really, you got to look. I even get my magnifying glass out, my 35 or 25, whatever times, because they're very intriguing to me. Interesting to think that these used to be alive, but also just the amazement of them being able to, make their own tools. God, we didn't learn that. I wish we did. I'm glad we didn't have to, but then again, the days are going back to that time, maybe. So we've got to be prepared. This looks like a scraper or something they had made. Cut it, or broke it or whatever, and then thinned it out all over. Of course, it was probably much more sharp however many years ago it was. But that's what it looks like to me. But again, I don't know. I'm not saying I know. How could I know? I wasn't here. I'm just showing you what I see, and I'm just wondering if you understand what I'm seeing. That's all. We've got only, it looks like 2 minutes or so. Unless I go for 15 minutes, which I might, because this is pretty cool color, isn't it? But to me, it still looks like something that could have been alive a long time ago. There's so many here. So here's another, and these are real heavy too, so it makes sense if they filled with mud in the flood, and they would be dense. And sometimes, I think I should show you probably before I wet it, because sometimes the shadows, it's not as easy for you to see, or vice versa. I don't even know. This to me, I think, was like what I thought was the beak right here, and then there's like, I don't know. You gotta look around at these things. This is where the eye would be right here. See that indentation, and then possibly the beak is right there because it's different, like color. There's an eye possibly there. And then they're getting all smashed up in the flood a long time ago. That's, or maybe it was like this, like. See what I see. Can you see what I see too? You don't have to, though. I still love you. Not one of those. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, here's before I get it wet, except for my fingers touching it. And then there, and here. Okay, so now I'm gonna wet it. To me, it looks like something that's like part of the body, but not like the head or whatever, you know, that I see more of. Interesting. To me, it is interesting. Okay, let's. Oh, I was not wet first, so here's this one. Maybe that's better if I hold it like that so you can kind of see, huh? Like that. And then, now this could just be sandstone, and, you know, it was just a rolled up sandstone. I don't see anything that's real like the design and stuff. But to me, it just feels like something that used to be alive. So call me crazy, that's okay. Kukuwai. But if you look at them closer, and I find a lot more than just this one, you see like a place where the eye could have been, the mouth, beak, whatever. This one's not as noticeable though as some others. This one, oh, there I go, getting it wet again first. Jeez. Okay. These are kind of hard to, they're so much better to hold and touch and all that, but still, this is another one. And when I look at it, I'm seeing, let's see, where there's possibly an eye. This would be the nose right here. You know, an eye and an eye. The indentions. It's flat. And it could have been made as a tool. But it could just be a rock. It doesn't matter. I like it anyway. Oh, here's another interesting one. This is just real interesting. It could have been something alive. It may not be, but it does look like it was used as a tool. Here, it looks used. You could tell it like has wear on it. At least I can. I think I can. I'm a little in a goofy mood today. We all need to be in a goofy mood every once in a while. Yeah. Can you see it? Are we getting to where we have to move the phone camera? So, you know, some of them are just like, okay, where did I see that? Where was that? But I know everybody sees something different. And that's normal. Let's see, is that better? Where should we go? Is that better right there? No, maybe right there. Anyway, these are the ones I have here. And yeah, I gotta make sure I can see that you see. There's another one, dry. That's interesting. Let's see, here's wet. And what did I see? I kind of looked at it, I think it was smashed like that. But, you know, it could have been like that. It's funny to me. It cracks me up. It really does. Some of them have 15 faces. And I think that the ones that have the faces actually used to be alive, even if it's not the face of whatever, died, got fossilized, but it would be just the face of a face in there, which I think is pretty cool. God's has some cool sense of humor. This one was interesting too. Low power mode, so I'm running out. I gotta say bye. Anyway, it's been 13 or so minutes. I can't even see it. 15 minutes. Oh, it's already been over. So, with that said, I will see you next time. Thanks for joining me. And yeah, I'll do some more because I got more to show you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.